So this is going to be the third video I've made on this guy. I was going to wait for the live stream tomorrow, but I thought this needed to be talked about now, and it seems to be getting worse as Carlos Silva, the Poppy Stalker, just continues to harass Poppy. Now, from what I've heard, the reason that Poppy isn't seeing, like, when he tags her and stuff is because she has blocked him. She's blocked him or at least a while ago, and he's been banned from a lot of stuff that involve Poppy. Like, I think he was part of, like, a Discord server or something, and he has been banned from that, and he's kind of just, you know, again, still playing the victim in this case, or it's like it's her fault that he is the way he is because he has this delusion of meeting her 10 years ago and her saying, well, we can meet 10 years later down the line and talk. He has posts like this where it's just a picture, hearts around it says, I love you forever. How do I know he's talking about Poppy? Right below that, he tags Poppy. So there you go. That one's pretty self-explanatory. He gets into other things where he says, at Poppy, fine, you're not delicious, I was just complimenting. That is basically a callback to one of his posts where he drew her, and he said, I know not adding them annoyed you, talking about the hair prongs in the drawing, and then he finishes it off by saying, you are delicious. Creepy, very stalky vibes, very R-wordy type vibes. Like, I'm definitely getting that. I don't want to think that, but it's just gotten to that point where I think if he does end up meeting her, hopefully that's not the case. He will probably do harm to her. By the way, that drawing is also shit too. I mean, that looks like something I would draw, and I'm not that good of a drawer, so if I can figure that out by myself, then it's not that good of a drawing. He also apparently has merch, and right under a lot of his posts with the merch, he also tags Poppy asking her what does she think, and wants to make a custom shirt for her, but lo and behold, again, Poppy hasn't answered because, bud, you're blocked from her. She is not seeing your shit. That's how that works when someone blocks you. And he just keeps going on, and he says you're such a daisy, which, I mean, come on. Even though Poppy's not tagged in her song, Bleach Blonde Baby, she says, I'm softer than a daisy. Like, that has to be the reference here he's making, considering he's known for basically online stalking and in-person stalking Poppy. This has to be what this means. And then he mentions here the whole 10-year thing. It's been 10 years since I met Poppy privately, and also 10 years since I drank alcohol. Both were good moments I look back on. If people knew it wasn't a dream and really gave her the dub, Poppy, savage how I missed her this time. My plans failed me again. I'm sunk-hearted. Oh my god. I think he tweets. Sometimes he types, and he does it too fast and makes a lot of mistakes. Basically, what I'm getting there is he said 10 years ago was when he so-called met Poppy privately, and also since he drank alcohol. So, you know what I'm getting out of this? Maybe he had some withdrawal, like if he had a drinking problem and maybe he was just hallucinating this. My thing would be, why would you be hallucinating meeting Poppy 10 years ago when, one, she was 16, and two, she wasn't even on the internet yet, I don't think. I think when she started doing the whole internet thing, it was around 2012, 2013-ish, before she had met Titanic, and then when she met Titanic, that's when she really took off and doing her thing. And, I mean, he says I missed her this time around. Well, I don't know what that means, but I hope, again, he wasn't trying to look for her in person, because I thought maybe it was like, oh, he tried to buy a ticket to the Flux tour, but this was posted on July 21st before the song Flux was even announced, and this tour was announced, so I kind of said that's not what this is for. He probably just went and tried to meet her, and then he posts another picture where he says, I love you, Poppy. It's getting creepier and creepier. Like, I'm sorry, and I don't like the stereotype, but this guy looks like what I think a stalker would look like. Like, it's just, looks so introverted and shy, which I get can be a problem for some people, but I'm the same way. I'm more introverted and shy, but I don't go doing this. I still hang out with family, and I still have friends that I, hang out with, some more than others, but I just would choose not to go out with people. He then says, do you have to pull my leg, Poppy? Which I don't know what that is a reference to. Maybe it's just him getting upset that she's not responding to anything he said, and then apparently he's being tried for stalking, I guess, because he says here, trying me for video and evidence of me being evil. It's savage. My life has been this way milder, but still, before I met you 10 years ago, then had to wait to talk to you again. Is this all just cancel culture and stop believing the truth movements? Wow, no, this is not cancel culture, Carlos. This is just people trying to do the right thing and pointing out that this is wrong. Like, cancel culture and this is different. Like, cancel culture is people canceling somebody when they don't know the true facts behind something, or the true, how do I put this, like, you know, what's the word I'm looking for? Context behind something. We've seen the context here. We know you're committing a crime. We know you're creepy as shit. You've been apparently stalking Poppy for a while to the point where she knew of you and blocked you on pretty much every single account, everything that she's basically been doing, and yet you continue to harass her in this case, and it just seems like it won't stop. Like, I will say one thing I'm hating is that people are, you know, going after him, this, that, and it's like, don't go after him. Go after the account. Get the account off. Report the account. That's all I've ever been saying. Like, I don't want people thinking like I'm making this video and telling you, hey, go tell this guy off. Go tell him he's a fucking this and that and the other. No. I don't want this to be internet bullying. I just want it to be the right thing where, you know, you report this account and you report it so that way hopefully one day it can just be like the former US president's account and just completely wiped off the face of the earth, because this is a little weird. Now, if he is currently on trial, like I said, I don't know, he said he's being tried for something involving this. Maybe his social media privileges will be taken away, I don't know, but it just keeps getting creepier and creepier to the point where it all just kind of is playing out like one of those Stalker movies where at first you're just kind of like, oh, you know, he's not so bad. He just wants to, like, you know, be friends. And then as the rejection just keeps coming in because he was, like, hallucinating something, or he's living in this different imagination where he thought something else was going on, to the point where now he's been, like, completely just shunned out of this person's life and she doesn't want to talk to him anymore, and then he just goes crazy and his tendencies become more violent. This is what it feels like. Like, at first when you read his earlier tweets, you're just like, oh, okay, you know, he wants to be your friend. I mean, I want to be plenty of celebrities' friends too, but again, I don't go out of my way and follow them in person or even cyberstalk them. It's just, they have lives and I'm probably never going to meet this person, so what's the point in trying to be friends with them? It's just not correct. And like I said, this whole thing about him meeting her 10 years ago, he looks like he's in his 30s, so I would say that he was probably in his early 20s by the time he would say that he met Poppy, and again, she would have been 16. Actually, yeah, 16, because she's 17. I don't remember how old she is again. She's either 26 or 27, and that's underage for the most part, which would just be creepy, but I highly, highly doubt that she told you, if you did meet her, that, hey, 10 years from now, I'll remember who you are, we can talk then, because that just, none of this adds up. I'm sorry, Carlos, but that's just not something that people do. They don't meet each other and then go, hey, 10 years later, I'll see you again, like I'm gonna remember you. Now that all of a sudden she's bigger in the world of music and whatnot, it just seems like you're just, you started doing this for attention and now it's just become some obsession. And, you know, I do think you deserve some jail time. I also think you just need help because mentally you're not there, and, you know, I think you just gotta find some help somewhere. I can't help you, but there's people you can talk to, and maybe they can guide you in the right direction to not doing what you're doing now, because, again, this whole playing the victim thing isn't really great when you have the evidence right there on your Twitter for all of us to see. So, yeah, again, I'll say it. Don't send hate to this guy. Just go report his profile, click on the tweets, because I think you can click up to like 6 tweets that you think are, you know, I think you have to put it under the harassment tab because there's really no stalking tab, so it'd just be harassment. And then just get those to Twitter, show them, hey, this guy is being a little weird, he's being a little stalky, and he just shouldn't have an account because He just doesn't seem right in the head. This is constantly going on, and it won't stop, and it's getting worse. That's what we need to do. We need to get him off of the platform and other social media platforms, not just Twitter. Facebook and Instagram, if you can find him on there. His Twitter is @DeletionGod, and it'll just pop up with his name, Carlos Silva, so it's really easy to find him. If you click on the Carlos Silva Twitter account that has everything from, oh God, Poppy, please, please, then you've found the right account, and that's the one you need to report, and that's the one you need to try and get deleted off of the face of the earth. But yeah, that's basically it. I don't know how to end this because my outro that I usually do isn't really appropriate in this situation, but yeah, that's guess that's it for me. Again, don't stalk people online or in person because it's illegal, it's weird, and you just seem very it seems very just obsessing, and yeah, not a good thing to do. Not a good thing to do. And if you do see any other activity like this with just anybody online, doesn't have to be somebody famous, then you need to report the account quick. You need to get the authorities involved because it will only get worse if you just sit back and say nothing. So yeah, that's all I have to say. Hopefully this is the last video I have to make on this guy, but I doubt it. I'm going to do it until his account gets deleted. But again, I don't want to keep making videos on this guy because then it's going to give him the attention I think he wants, but I don't want this to get to a point where it's going to become violent and he's going to start like trying to find her in person, because that's when shit could really hit the fan. So yeah. Anyway, I guess I'll see you for my birthday live stream tomorrow. But other than that, stay safe, get vaccinated, and I will catch you all in the next one.